Hi everyone, here with your weekly reading. I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot this week. I love this deck, it's really beautiful. So let's see, try to get this somewhat lined up here.
Uh, Someone from your past can feel you slipping away, can't they? And the closer you get to something new, something real, something that actually aligns with who you're becoming, the louder their energy gets. You might be noticing them suddenly appearing in your thoughts, in your dreams, maybe even in your physical reality through texts or calls or coincidental run ins. This isn't random. This is someone whose soul is sensing that you're about to close a door they thought would stay open forever, and there's a part of them that's reaching out across time and space trying to pull you back. But here's what they don't understand: you're not the same person who left that connection. You've evolved, you've healed, you've clarified what you actually deserve and what's waiting for you now. It's so far beyond what they could offer that there's no comparison. Stay with me. Because what's coming through about this interference and the new beginning you're moving toward might be exactly what you need to hear right now. Let me tell you what I'm seeing in the energy around you. The first thing that's coming through is this sense of energetic disruption. You might be experiencing moments where you're feeling clear, aligned, excited about what's emerging in your life, and then suddenly there's this heaviness, this pull backward, this nostalgia or doubt or confusion that seems to come out of nowhere. And what I'm picking up on is that this disruption isn't coming from within you. It's being transmitted from someone whose energy is still entangled with yours, someone who's realizing they're losing their hold on you. Here's what you might be noticing. This past connection keeps surfacing in your awareness, and it's happening more frequently the closer you get to something new. You could be feeling their presence in your dreams, sensing them thinking about you, or actually receiving direct contact from them after periods of silence. The timing isn't coincidental. Souls can feel when someone they were connected to is moving into a different vibration, especially when that movement threatens the possibility of reconciliation they've been secretly holding on to. What I'm sensing is that this person might have thought they had all the time in the world, that you would always be available, always accessible, always waiting in case they ever decided to come back or get their life together or realize what they lost. But something is shifting in your energy that's signaling to them on a subconscious level. Time is running out. You're no longer in the waiting space. You're moving forward. And that movement is triggering panic in them. This reflection invites you to consider how much of your energy is still being drained by someone who had their chance and didn't choose you the way you deserve to be chosen. You might be wondering why this is happening now. Why, after all this time, after all the healing you've done, after all the closure you've created for yourself, this person's energy is suddenly so present again? The answer is simple: because you're finally, truly ready to receive something better. And the universe has a way of testing our readiness by bringing back what used to have power over us so we can see is less than hash zero. 5 hashes greater than, does it still? The energy around this new beginning you're moving toward feels completely different from what you experienced with this past person. What's emerging for you now carries a frequency of reciprocity, of respect, of someone who's actually ready to meet you where you are, not someone who keeps you in limbo, not someone who only shows up when they sense you're slipping away, not someone who needs you to be smaller or more patient or more understanding of their inability to commit, but someone who sees you clearly and chooses you consistently. And here's where the interference gets tricky. This past lover might not even be consciously trying to disrupt your path. They might genuinely be in their feelings, genuinely missing you, genuinely wondering if they made a mistake, but their timing reveals everything. When you were available, when you were open, when you would have said yes to them coming back, where were they? What changed isn't their feelings. What changed is your availability. And that scarcity is what's activating them. You might be feeling torn right now. Part of you recognizes the pattern, sees the manipulation, even if it's unconscious, understands that this person only wants you when they can't have you. But another part of you might be wondering, what if they've actually changed? What if this is real? What if I'm about to choose something new and miss my chance with the person I was meant to be with all along? What I'm picking up on is that you already know the answer. Your body knows. Your intuition knows. If this person was truly aligned with your highest good, if they were genuinely ready to show up for you in the way you deserve, you wouldn't feel confused or heavy when you think about them. You would feel expansion, clarity, peace. The fact that their energy creates turbulence in you is information, and you're wise enough to read it. This reflection invites you to consider what you're actually mourning when you think about this past connection, the reality of what it was, or the fantasy of what you hoped it could become. What's coming through strongly is that this new chapter you're entering requires you to travel light. You can't carry the weight of unfinished business, unresolved attachments, or people who only value you in retrospect. The person or opportunity or experience that's waiting for you on the other side of this threshold, it needs you to be fully present, fully available, fully committed to your own evolution. You might be experiencing moments where you're tempted to respond to this past person's energy, to reach out, to seek closure one more time, to give them another chance to explain or apologize or promise they're different now. And I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am here to remind you that you've already given this connection more chances than it deserved. You've already extended more grace, more patience, more understanding than was reciprocated. The energy is showing that if you engage with this past lover right now, you're likely to delay or completely miss what's trying to come through for you. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because you can't be in two places at once energetically. You can't be holding space for someone from your past while simultaneously being open to receive something new is less than #0. 5 hash is greater than the frequencies don't align. You have to choose. What I'm sensing about this new beginning is that it's been built on everything you've learned. Every boundary you've set, every pattern you've broken, every time you've chosen yourself over comfort or familiarity, all of that has been paving the way for what's emerging now. And this past person showing up isn't a sign that you should go back. It's a test of whether you've truly integrated the lessons that relationship was meant to teach you. This reflection invites you to consider what you would be saying yes to if you turned back now, and what you would be saying no to in yourself. There's also this element of fear coming through. You might be afraid that if you fully commit to moving forward, if you completely close the door on this past connection, you'll regret it. That maybe you're being stubborn or unforgiving, that maybe everyone deserves another chance. But here's what the energy is revealing. Some doors are meant to close. Some chapters are meant to end. Some people are meant to teach you what you don't want so you can recognize what you do. And this past lover falls into that category. What's waiting for you in this new space feels lighter. It feels like breathing room. like someone who doesn't need you to convince them of your worth or wait for them to be ready or tolerate breadcrumbs while pretending it's a full meal. What's coming feels like mutual investment, like someone who's doing their own work and can actually show up for partnership, like a dynamic where you don't have to shrink or perform or constantly wonder where you stand. And the person from your past, they represent a version of love that was conditional, that was confusing, that kept you in a state of uncertainty. No matter how much nostalgia tries to rewrite that history, your nervous system remembers, your body remembers how it felt to be in that dynamic. The anxiety, the second guessing, the never quite enough feeling that lived in your chest. Do you really want to go back to that? You might be noticing that the more you resist engaging with this past person's energy, the more intense their attempts to reach you become. This is actually a good sign. It means you're breaking a cycle. It means the energetic cords that used to bind you are weakening and they can feel it. The intensity isn't proof that the connection was real or important. It's proof that you're finally freeing yourself from it. What I'm picking up on is that you're being called to trust what's emerging, even though you can't fully see it yet. This new beginning might not be fully formed. You might not have all the details or clarity about how it will unfold, but you can feel it, can't you? That sense of something different approaching, something that honors you, something that doesn't require you to abandon yourself to receive it. And that feeling is worth protecting. This reflection invites you to consider what protecting your peace and your future requires you to release, even if it's uncomfortable or uncertain. The energy is clear about this. The past keeps showing up to remind you how far you've come, not to convince you to go back. This person interrupting your reading, inserting themselves into your awareness, showing up in your dreams or your phone, it's all part of the test. Can you honor what was without being seduced back into what wasn't working? Can you feel compassion for this person without making their emotional process your responsibility to resolve? You might be someone who values loyalty, who believes in second chances, who wants to see the best in people. Those are beautiful qualities, but they become weapons against you when you apply them to situations where you're the only one doing the evolving, the only one doing the work, the only one willing to be uncomfortable for the sake of growth. What's coming through is that this new beginning you're moving toward isn't just about a person or a relationship. It's about a whole new way of being. It's about you stepping into a version of yourself that no longer accepts half-hearted effort or inconsistent energy or love that only shows up when it's convenient. And that version of you can't coexist with holding space for someone who had countless opportunities to choose you and didn't. Not until it became clear you were choosing yourself instead. So as you move forward, pay attention to where you're still leaving doors cracked open that need to be closed. Pay attention to where you're entertaining energy that you know doesn't serve you. Pay attention to the stories you're telling yourself about why this time might be different, and ask yourself if those stories are based in evidence or in hope that's been disappointed before. Trust what you've already learned. Trust the healing you've already done. Trust that the reason this past connection didn't work out is because something better was always meant to find you. And trust that you're strong enough, clear enough, worthy enough to let the past be the past so the future can actually arrive. The interference you're experiencing isn't a sign to turn back. It's confirmation that you're on the right path, moving towards something that honors who you've become. Keep going.